that means I'm chilling.
Lazy.
It's time for Blunt Football Talk.
Trouble, gets away. Mahomes racing with the bad ankle and all. Inside the
right
20.
now carrying his little briefcase with his little
Out in the streets?
with his little briefcase and his cut off hoodie. His hoodie was cut off sleeves. The poor little sleeves are lost in the cutter. No home. Like a little puppy. And that's how Bill Belichick's career is.
Parsons on the move, and Micah Parsons is in.
He's that fool.
Hey, tell me you didn't grow up in the projects without telling me.
I grew up with adjacent, dog.
Hutchinson has it, and he's to the 20-yard line. Aiden Hutchinson with a takeaway.
I hope it fucks your life up. I hope you fail. I hope you fall flat on your face. I'm like, these are my friends. This is us.
Ball comes out of his hand toward the end zone.
I personally cannot twerk. I used to be able to twerk until I took a twerking injury. Tried to do the whole wall twerk upside down. Took an injury. I've never twerked the same again.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
All right, Champagne Poppy.
I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100%. Damn, even when I'm crying crazy, yeah, I got boy problems, that's the human in me. Bling, bling, and I saw them, that's the goddess in me.
I just took a DNA test and it told me
I've been out of practice for a while. I've been out of practice for a while. What's up, everybody? It is, of course, Blunt Football Talk. That's right. It's your favorite football show in America, or maybe it's not. You're just finding us. But we want to be your favorite show in America. I promise you that much. I really do.
Work with me. Finally found my podcast. Congratulations. I told you not to lie.
Podcast P, welcome to the show.
What is?
Maybe that's who Stephanie was last night. Just kidding. So
Hold
anyway,
on, no, wait. I know a couple Stephanies.
there was a Stephanie that was on the live broadcast for the Trump trial show we did on Wake and Make America show. That's the flagship show for Wake and Make America Radio. We are the sports show for Wake and Make America Radio. Actually, there's a couple of show on here. There's a couple of weirdos on here. Control throw against the wall.
I think talk about us. We're pretty weird.
Let's get right to it, though. We've got a lot to get through, and I've got to drive out of town in a shitstorm. So
Don't feel bad. I've got you're going to be right behind me. So, there was an accident
about a half hour after.
southbound. So,
On a Saturday afternoon in a snowstorm, I'm not too worried about it. That makes sense.
depending if you're in Colorado, depending on where you're at, you're either going to get like this motherfucker here or rain, like I was.
Yeah, if you're south of where poor people buy cars, that's called Motor City. Everybody goes to the North dealerships nowadays, bro.
Sorry.
I got
Type
mine
you're
down
for
south.
too, sir.
Yeah, I got mine down south too. Not gonna lie.
We don't make over $200,000 a year.
So we don't shop at the North, Audi dealer. Okay,
Exactly.
we shop at the South used Audi dealer. There's a difference. Don't give them a shout out. They don't pay us.
Yeah, that's where I got my car from.
Okay, that's fair, but they don't pay us. Okay,
They don't gotta pay me.
so you gave them a shout out and they took your money. Cool.
I mean,
Good
they,
job.
They took my money.
Way to go.
And
And the bank's
now I
money. Technically, they took the bank's money. Then you gave the bank your money to replace the bank's money they took.
get go places.
I mean, to be here. Sure.
Fair enough. Otherwise, I'd be at home smoking copious amounts of weed instead of sharing.
And you're here to smoke copious amounts of my weed too. And I would be here smoking copious amounts of my own weed. I just want
By
to use
yourself.
copious amounts one more time. That's great work.
Totally off subject, but if you guys ever
There's
get
nothing on this show.
if you guys ever get really stoned and can't decide on what to watch, if you have Disney Plus, check out this animation. It's nothing but just like scenes from Disney classic movies, no words, just beautiful, awesome scenery. Very zen-like. I got stoned.
It's
this
like
morning
what you
and
throw
watched
on
it.
when you don't have anything, when you don't want to watch anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a screensaver. almost.
Not really. No, I mean, because there's no music, there's no sound. It's just the pictures. You hear like the steps or whatever, or like something flying by. But it's all anything that Disney's done.
Right.
You just can see the just beautiful animation of it.
It is, of course, Blunt Football Talk. That's
Blunt. That's pro football. Not unprofessional.
It's blunt. Yes, it is blunt. For sure. Not wrong there. So I'm going to let it go. We are, of course, on Wake and Make America Radio. Real quick here, disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this show are not the views and opinions of the station, any show, and or host otherwise, but just the views and opinions of that individual D-bag you're listening to in that moment. Let's be
Speaking of individual feedbacks, yeah, I remember one time I was over
I
here.
was going to say something about me. I was like, wait, what do I do now?
Oh, yeah, this is about you.
Oh, fuck. I walked into that. David, shoot me. I handed you the gun.
Remember how you said you only packed rolls so you could get that green hit? Motherfucker, what is this?
I'm growing. Okay? I'm growing up.
Oh, you're not so bougie anymore? Okay, all right, you can have that back. I just wanted to answer that question. That's all.
The difference between me and bougie is lazy. Okay, that's the other end of it. It's either I'm bougie or I'm lazy. One or the other. Let's get straight to the draft. Of course, it is time for. Let me get through some headlines. So first off, Caleb Williams passed Caitlin Clark's record-setting merchandise sales what do they call merchandise sales on draft day, right?
Yeah.
And then, which is crazy because that girl killed the sales and then only had a run of about 2 weeks until the NFL draft. I'm like, damn it, y'all, damn it, not even a week, only a week and a half.
Go out the first game.
I will be getting our number one draft pick, our highest draft picks jersey, no doubt about it.
Yes.
He is the second. He is Timothy Larry Fitzgerald the second. Okay. Okay, but in the Cardinals world of fantasy, in Cardinals fan fiction, he is Timothy Fitzgerald the second.
He could be Timothy Harrison the second. How about that?
Timothy Harrison Fitzgerald the second. I'm not letting the Fitzgerald go. Get out of here with this. Fitzgerald is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, when you draft a guy fourth overall in any draft, you're expecting them to be a first or second ballot Hall of Famer. Maybe even a third, but you're expecting them to be a Hall of Fame. So I have no doubt that he has the talent, skill, size, ability, and empathy in him to become a Hall of Famer. But many moons to come before we can ever even unpack this debate, a decade or two down the road, right?
That is true. I mean, barring injuries.
It's going to still be 10 to 20 years before we can have this real discussion again. But he may do things to make us say things.
5 years. I'll be like 5 years.
Timothy the fifth in 5 years. Okay, got it. All right, so Denver traded for Zach Wilson and then drafted a quarterback, which didn't surprise anybody. But once when they got stuck drafting, may have surprised a couple people, including themselves. That was their fallback. I feel like that was their fallback if they couldn't get JJ. I feel like Sean Payton was really high on JJ, but he didn't have the brass tacks. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to the brass tacks, the moolah doolah. You're right. The medulla oblongata of it. Okay, that's a lie. The money of it, though. The moolah oblongata. Okay, I tried that one more time. Anyway, I wanted it to. I tried to force it. So, I think that the commissioner had back surgery. So, gentlemen, thank you for being gentle with the commission, except for one guy who bear hugged him and picked him up, and I was like, he's gonna feel that. I saw the red in his face change, and I knew immediately that he had accidentally hurt the commission without meaning to hurt him. Oh, that hurts. Yeah. Well, that's good. Eminem told the commission right before they walked out on stage, let's just get this straight. You know you're going to get booed, right? This is Detroit.
Everyone said 2 words. Rap battle.
Yep, he wanted battle rap. He was into it. Please let this happen. No, better. Let Eminem write Roger Goodell's rap so he sounds dope and everybody's in shock. What do you think? No? Too far?
It'd still be... I don't want to say this is sounding bad, but I don't think he can rap properly. It would still sound like an old guy who's coming over trying to sound hip to the kids, trying to do some hippity hop into his
hippity hop.
Yeah, into his
saying it with hippity hop, son. I'm gonna need you to call me a hippity hop this man.
I mean, it would almost sound like to me that he thinks mayonnaise is too spicy.
Is that you or is that me?
That was me.
Okay, we're both probably going to be guilty here in a second. So. Well, I was right. Yeah, that's definitely you. I was good. So that means something happened to him.
Yeah, let's draft day. So
it is the third day of the draft, and right now we've got the Patriots on the board with the pick in at 130. Pick 103. Cardinals next on the board with pick 104. They're on the clock. You said that's the guy's name.
They're the number one. Who's the best? Whoever's up on the clock now. His name was TJ.
Okay, first off, nice name. I'm just going to point that out. Nice name. You got to get into town for it to be really cool.
But it's your pick.
Yeah, Arizona picking at 104. I'm actually really impressed. They've done really well in the first couple of days, and very, very, very exactly what we needed well. Right, and that's I don't want my team going after Michael Penix Jr. We'll get to that in a little bit because it's unnecessary in our situation. I want them to do what's necessary to win now, not in 4 years. We paid to win now by paying Kyle, right? Not in 4 years. Which also, there's a lot to unpack with the Falcons. We'll get back to that. Let's start with the first 15 picks of the draft. That's all we're going to do today, or this year. That was awesome.
And also,
Barry Sanders looked like
Grandpa Sanders.
Grandpa Sanders.
Grandpa Sanders.
Grandpa
That's who he is,
Sanders
yeah.
looked like the blackest
Mr.
Detroit
Rogers.
version of Mr. Rogers ever.
That's like Grandpa Sanders.
He had like a Detroit City version cardigan. I mean, like literally.
How's it going, fans? How's it going, NFL fans?
They were like,
oh my God, that's
all the guys
Grandpa.
like, we're gonna get fucking turned up. AJ Hutchinson,
Right.
And then Barry goes like, he's like, he's like the office boss. He's like, yeah, guys, let's have a good time. Yeah.
That's somebody's grandpa. Like straight up, seriously, not knowing the exact how to connect, but still trying to connect somewhat.
And it's like, wow, bro. Like, Barry Sanders sounded really old.
I forgot he came up on stage after all the hype was going on with everybody passing around. Very Sanders.
So we got first 15 draft picks, and I think we'll start with 15, and that right there is an odd record-setting situation in the first place, because the 15th pick was the first defensive player off the board. It's never happened. 7 was the longest streak of offensive players picked before a defensive player, and it wasn't even from the first pick. It was in the middle of the draft, actually.
Swagoo was getting a little offended.
That no one was taking defense?
Yeah.
He's like, y'all don't turn this into an offensive game, goddammit.
He's the one who brought up the fact that the MVP is basically the quarterback appreciation award. Let's be real.
I've never doubted that when Randy Moss only got like 2 votes and he had the greatest season by any receiver in the history of the NFL. Right?
They've had a whole
and
thing.
All he got was 2 votes.
The whole thing. It's like you get Randy Moss. They got a whole thing about that now. So,
and he still didn't get it. But anyway,
this is around for a certain reason. Yeah, no, that's cool. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it was.
Sorry,
I didn't touch
technical
anything.
difficulties, folks. Just let that be. Nothing to see here.
Move on.
So at number 15, the first defensive player in the draft taken, which by the way did set off a run of 1, 2, 3 defensive players before an offensive tackle was taken, and it was more defensive players. So it did set off the run of defensive players.
Yes.
But at number 15, the first defensive player, and I hope I don't mess this up, it is Liautu Latu.
I mean, did
I do close? I feel like I got it close.
I think you did.
And of course, he's the UCLA edge rusher out of Sacramento, California. Yes. And probably, and some may argue between him and Byron Murphy II, and as well as, what was his name? Quinlan Mitchell from Toledo, some of the top defensive players, but they're at different positions, right? So that's why it could be a debate, right? Because they're different positions. But anyway, so that's the first record, right? Is 14 offensive players come off the board in a row before this defensive player was picked at 15. You have the New Orleans Saints took an offensive tackle in Fagua out of Oregon State. Brock Bowers, the top tight end in the draft, actually ended up going to the Las Vegas Raiders. I feel like this was a pity buck. And not for Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers was a pity buck for the Raiders, who basically wanted a quarterback and then took the best player available on offense in that moment when they picked right there, okay?
But no, they already said they had their quarterback, and that was the dude who replaced Wow. That's what they said.
Okay, so get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you never know.
No, I'm leaving.
Go for it. Introducing the new
quarterback. Introducing the new podcast show.
Introducing the new quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Brock Bowers. No, I'm just playing. That was probably too far. That's a team T-Bone. You think Denver's going to dump him? That is a very full quarterback room with them drafting Bo Nix. I think they brought in Zach Wilson as a backup plan, so somebody's got to go. But it may not be Zach Wilson. I mean, they got him kind of cheap. They only had to pay half of his $5 million salary.
I mean, I certainly think they only got him to drop him off somewhere else. Like, seriously. If
Draft
they couldn't get
something, somebody desperate who might need a guy, Oakland,
who couldn't get
who
who they wanted.
Sandbag with a guy who ain't Himothy.
You can send them a couple with that and get like one person.
The Jets took an offensive tackle after trading up to get
because the
Fasano. I'm
Vikings-
messing people's name up. I'm sorry. Bro.
Vikings had their
The Vikings traded up one spot to get J.J. McCarthy. The Jets fell back, still got their offensive tackle, and then still picked up some capital. So I think I liked that move, actually.
They did, yes.
The Bears took at the 9th pick, which was their second pick in the first round, Rome Aduns, the wide receiver from Washington. Brilliant fucking pick because he was the next best receiver on the board when they got the pick.
Yes.
And you already have your Himothy and Caleb. So you're good to go. You got your receiver, you got your Himothy, you've got a veteran receiver, Keenan Allen, you've got DJ Moore sitting there still. So
Caleb got a lot to clean up.
That just turned into went from an average receiving room to a really decent receiving room over draft.
Yeah.
Now,
nobody stays there.
In what most of us are calling the stunner pick of the draft, nobody saw this coming, I think, except the people that did it because they knew what they were doing. You don't just do this. You knew what you were doing.
Kirko
You don't tell. You don't tell. Listen. First off, Kirko should be used to this because this is exactly what happened. What he did to RG3 essentially. They drafted Kirko and they called RG3. It's like, listen. I know Mike Shanahan fucked your leg up, but we got to do what we got to do. Say I'm lying though.
At the end of the day, the NFL is still a business.
So business. It's a business.
Bitch is still going. Bitch, you better hit this.
Oh shit! Okay,
I told you.
All right, so
bitch gonna go for about 30 minutes.
Michael Penix Jr. at 8, I think, was a leap for a guy that maybe you didn't have to go get, but apparently they weren't interested in J.J. McCarthy for whatever reason that is.
I think they knew what they were doing when they saw Michael Penix. He was the most experienced quarterback left on the draft.
I will tell you.
Actually, no, he wasn't, because
I will tell you something about him getting hurt for real, like potentially getting hurt, ability to play getting hurt. It does change you, and you really do find out what you're doing. Like I told you, I came back in 6 months and was ready to do non-contact practice, right? You like that, huh? And I was like, look, thanks, man. And I told you, I said, it's just one of those things where you're either gonna lab out, which means you're just gonna be average out. You're gonna dig deep and try to come back, or you're gonna quit. There's only 3 options: in the middle or on each bookend.
Can't go over.
This man
can't go under.
I'll give you that.
You got to go through.
There is one man in this entire field that you cannot question his heart when it comes to adversity, and that is Michael Penix Jr.
Or his arm.
And his arms. Absolutely elite talent. And like I told you, I said, what the fuck is going on draft night? I'm up texting Podcast P, losing my fucking mind.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, dude, do you believe what the Dirty Birds just did?
Losing my mind over this draft.
As cool as everybody else did. They're like, what? What?
I had a chance to sleep on it. And I thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute. You got Kirko for 4 years. There is no minimum.
At least 2 years back.
There is no minimum starting age for quarterback.
Facts.
And then what did I told you? I said, I got one name that will explain everything Atlanta did. And then I sent you a name. What name did I send you? I had to look up to see. Jordan Love. I said, the Atlanta Falcons just pulled a green. They don't care if they hurt Kirko's feelings. They don't really give a fuck.
It's not really like
we're not here for that. That's the backup plan and the future. That's the backup plan if you get hurt and the future. But you're our guy for the next 4 years because we paid you over $25 million a year for it.
The leader for
$100 million guaranteed.
And Green Bay is 6 years. It was always a decade.
Guaranteed.
It was always a decade to 12 years before they would have another quarterback. But but still,
usually about 3 to 4 years. Green Bay average before they start a guy they draft at just that quarterback. 3 years on average.
How long did
Rodgers sat for 3? He said I think
3 to 4 years.
I think it's at 2 or 3 years. I want to say behind Favre.
Yeah, but there was also
Love just sat 3-4 years behind.
There's also that 3 to 4 year gap before they draft the other guy after you were drafted when you started.
All I'm saying is maybe you do pay that guy now and then draft that guy for later now too. Maybe there's not a problem with that.
I don't see
because Green Bay has done that several times and it's worked out quite successful. That's how Brett Favre became a Green Bay Packer. They brought him in from Atlanta. But Brett Favre became a Green Bay Packer, and then that's how Aaron Rodgers got started. That's how Jordan Love now has got started, and it's hard to argue that. And it's hard to argue that they both didn't play extremely well coming into their first year playing after sitting on the bench. And I'll go one step further. We don't have to Green Bay Packer it. Patrick Mahomes actually rode the bench first, and look at that.
How long did he ride the bench? A year.
Let's keep going through the draft, though. So
Let's
we've
go.
got J.C. Latham, the offensive, one of the top offensive tackles or offensive linemen in the draft. He goes to the Tennessee Titans. Malik Neighbors, one of the fastest wide receivers in there and the fastest top-tier receiver in the draft. That LSU standout ends up going to the New York Giants. So they balk on J.J. McCarthy. They balk on another quarterback, and they say, no, in Daniel we trust.
I told you.
And in Daniel we must get weapons for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get somebody to run the fucking ball because you just lost Saquon, who is now going to run in your face twice a year.
And don't forget, guys, running back death can be running back death can be found in older running backs because they just don't want to pay them more. But running back depth can be found in the late second, third, and fourth round and you'll get people that are going to show up and be motherfuckers.
Beat out. Oh,
Now,
I like this one.
I absolutely love the pick by the Chargers. Let's get to the top five. The
Bet you
picks
did.
the picks that can go Pro Bowl, the picks that can become perennials, the picks that can become Hall of Famers, right? The top fives, right? That's what you believe if you pick a guy top five, that he will likely be Hall of Famer with it, right? So I love Joe Alt for the Chargers. Clearly, they've had a problem protecting Justin Herbert. I think Harbaugh. Coach Harbaugh starting some.
Harbaugh.
Yeah, starting some.
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. Anyway,
Not a pirate guy.
Harbaugh. Anyway, Coach really got a little like dirty. Dirty conversations of fake conversations about how much he liked JJ, and that started. Are the Chargers potentially trading fucking Justin Herbert? No, they're not, because JJ is not Timothy Herbert the second, okay, or Herbert the first. He is not Timothy the Howitzer Herbert the first, okay? That's the difference. He's a first overall draft pick, size, and not on top of that, arm. Herbert's arm's ridiculous. It's elite. Elite.
There's another difference. Oh, JJ has a killer instinct.
Dope. Come on, man. That kid. Dope. Herbert, though, bro. What about the times
he's got an arm.
What about the times he should have let the game hurt and just stayed and played like a dog? That boy got heart.
I'm saying he didn't have heart.
Anyway, so Harbaugh started basically saying weird stuff. They created a bunch of rumors, which I think made people jump and move around to get what they wanted. But realistically, still just drafted exactly what they should have drafted, which was the top offensive.
He just
lineman
made sure
in the
he
draft.
wasn't in his division. Basically, is what happened.
The Arizona Cardinals take the top wide receiver and what most people arguably stated was the top player in the draft, Marvin Harrison Jr. Drake May goes to the Patriots. I really thought they were going to trade out or balk on him. And look, 1 through right here, Malik Neighbors. These were the ones that I had absolutely correct, was 1 through 6, no change. After that, it got a little interesting because I didn't know what Tennessee and Alabama would do. But I had 1 through fucking 6 right because it went exactly how they said it would go. What I would have liked to have seen was maybe the Patriots get out of this position and maybe trade for a quarterback that can play a couple of years, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Drake May might be Timothy, but he can't start right away. They will ruin him like they ruined Mac Jones' career.
Yeah, I don't see. That's just it. Once again,
Do not use defensive coaches for his offensive coordinators, dumbasses. Like, let's not do that to him.
Well, okay. Once again, Bill Belichick is not the coach anymore.
Fair.
This
so
is
let's
a whole
not do
new
that to him.
coach. This is a whole new coaching system and
That guy
setup.
learned from Bill, though.
He's probably picked up the good shit and dropped the bad shit.
Okay, that's fair. Or at least dropped the shit that got Bill in trouble.
Yeah.
But that's all I got that's not all I got. I'm sorry.
For the draft.
Well, yeah,
As
and then
of
of course the top 2 picks was no surprise. Jaden Daniels 2 and Caleb Williams 1. Obviously,
The Bears.
and they're hoping that they get a franchise quarterback, because if not, they may have sent one to the Steelers.
2. Yeah. Let's see. Here's the weird thing, because everybody used to compare Fields and fucking Wilson together. I'm pretty sure Wilson could teach Fields a couple things. Not like during.
They said Fields was a bigger, stronger,
Younger.
but slower Kyler Murray. Fun fact. That was what they were saying draft year.
So
They calmed down a
he
bunch.
was Russell Wilson.
Funny. You got jokes.
Yeah.
All right, so,
But am I wrong?
the worst part is not necessarily. I'm going to be honest. Last thing, biggest surprise in the draft, Buffalo trading themselves out of a position to get a franchise receiver going again. Twice. They traded out of the spot, out of 2 spots. Bro. I was like, what are you fucking doing?
I mean, maybe
Bro, they literally traded the Chiefs into the receiver they probably should have drafted in all earnest. And they said it was for capital. I don't get it. This is the same team that traded in a round that landed Patrick Mahomes at the Chiefs. Fun fact. Fun fact. So let's move on, though. We got to get to our next thing, and then we got to take a break. But yeah, it's been an interesting and long week for me. I told everybody on the other show because I had to cover the draft. I've had to cover this, that, and the other. I've had to cover trials because I do that other show.
people are
I had to do a bunch of shit.
stupid and like to lie.
But the sports part has been the best part because I've been watching NBA playoffs. I've been watching NHL playoffs. I'm trying to keep up on my soccer. I'm trying to keep up on the UFL. It's just insane. By the way, and we do have the UFL games coming up right after this, but right after the break, we're going to be talking UFL and NHL playoffs. But first, playoffs. We're going to talk about some playoffs, dog. Playoffs. So, guess what?
What?
It's NBA playoff time.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, get the boom, boom, boom. All right, so it is the NBA Finals playoffs time. And, of course, not literally the finals. We're in the first round, obviously. So let's jump through these and just kind of get caught up from last week of what's happened over the past week, right? So the Thunder lead the Pelicans 2-0, and I believe they play today, don't they?
I do believe so.
Yeah, they do play it. They play at 1:30 Mountain,
on
3:30
TNT.
Eastern on TNT. But anyway,
because a lot of their games, like I've been noticing the Magic games, and that I've been on the NBA TV.
Dude, I told you last week with Zion hurt, I had serious questions, and the fact that the Thunder were already the Thunder were already fucking rolling. They actually knocked out of first place the Nuggets because the Nuggets. So.
They didn't knock the Nuggets out. The Nuggets knocked themselves out.
Action was that it started when the Spurs beat the Nuggets in one of the final games of the year, and then it was just. Yeah. I just like to throw that in that it was the Spurs that started the Nuggets' demise the second.
The team with the worst record started the downfall.
But, well, no, we didn't have the worst. Maybe we did. It was close. It was close. But, hey, listen, guys. You can hate us. You can love us. It takes a little time to build a franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Kobe didn't win a ring in his first year. Don't get it twisted.
Nobody said he did.
Or in his second.
No.
Or third. I don't think he got it to his fourth.
You did win it in their third year?
I'm not the Swami. Nobody calls me the basketball Swami. Nobody calls me the football Swami, but I wouldn't dare call me anything but a football Swami because at least I know shit there. I know things.
Gets high and know things.
I get high and I know things. I gets to the highestness and I know things. So let's get to this other series here. We're going to stay over here in
the West.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that, but no. We're going to stay over here in the West. Clippers and Mavericks, and Dallas leads this series 2-1. Dallas is actually one of the favorites to win the championship. They're one of the ones I picked, one of the three teams I picked when we talked about it last week.
Because of Kyrie?
No, I don't even like him. Luka Doncic, though. For real, that motherfucker's the reason why, for real, though. It's Luka Doncic. Now,
whatever.
But what I will tell you is I think that the problem that the Clippers are having is they're hitting the injury bugs hitting. Things are hitting, that are not just the right things in the right time. Like you got Kawhi Leonard having issues. You got fucking, I'm pretty sure, what was the other one that had a problem? Oh, man. Well, anyway, and then James Harden. Everybody's having dude, Chris Paul's not playing for the Suns in the playoffs right now. He's out for the year.
Yeah, but I said PG-13. That's what I meant. Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George is over there. But anyway, so Dallas has a lead on that one. They don't play again till Sunday because Dallas took the lead last night in that series. The Timbos and the Woovos lead the Suns 3-0. The Suns just abundantly struggling, having a really hard time this year. And
you can't put it all on Booker. Booker can't do it all.
And I told you that the Suns were really susceptible to getting bounced out in the first round. I told you that. And I said the Timberwolves look good and they don't, and that's really easy to call. And then, of course, lastly, and not my shocker, I'm not surprised by this because I live here, so we see things.
If they would have started any other team, if they would have played against any other team other than the Nuggets, Lakers might have been able to do something until they played the Nuggets.
But let's keep it real, though, guys. If you guys are over here like, what's fucking going on with the Lakers? I'll be like, nothing. They've had to play in the play-in 2-3 years in a row. Why are you asking what's wrong with them? They haven't been great for a while. What are you talking about? They've been barely in the playoffs for years, guys. Right. Calm down. The Nuggets are going to sweep them. I'm sorry. The Nuggets info.
instead of Sons of Foe, remember? Damn. Wow. We'll never forget that. 4. Like the Suns swept the Nuggets one year, guys, a few years back, and a Nuggets fan tried to fight a Suns fan at Nuggets at the Pepsi Center, and the Phoenix fan literally mollywopped him with like a 1-2-3 piece, and that was the end of it. And then he literally threw up the 4, like swept your ass and knocked you out. Remember the
Suns in 4.
Remember the Nuggets fan that like got knocked mollywopped up, wanted a rematch fight?
Yeah.
Like they wanted a televised rematch fight, and the dude was like, "Are you serious? I'm not a professional fighter. Don't fuck with me in an arena." The other dude was like,
started talking
"Hey,
shit.
you know what winners do? Winners go, nah, well, fuck a rematch for what? I already won. Fuck you. Should have won the first time."
Is there a belt on the line? Is there money?
You putting up the dough? What's going on? Who's promoting this bitch? Where's Don King?
How big is the belt that I get to knock your ass out with?
Is Joe Rogan going to be the announcer? All right,
Can I get Pat McAfee there as well?
Will Floyd Mayweather just come in and say 1-2 things on a microphone?
Please God, no.
All right, anyway.
How about Mike Tyson?
Right. Will Mike Tyson be the co-commentator with Joe? All right, so let's shift gears to the East. The Celtics and the Heat are tied. They play today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Mountain Time. That's why my grandson's birthday is at 2. It's 2 hours before the fucking game. They're Heat fans.
Shucks.
My daughter and her husband are Heat fans.
What time's the Avalanche game? That was last night, wasn't it?
Yes, we won. We whooped piss out of them in the third period. It was just a fucking shooting gallery in the third period.
Still 2 more games at least.
Yes, we still need 2 more wins. No, there's no way to cut that umbilical cord. But we took away home.
You just need 1 more win.
We took away home ice, and
you need 1 more win. First round's 5 games.
We'll be ground to 7, right?
5 games.
I thought they switched everything to 7 in both NBA and NHL.
If that's true, then fucking the Lightning play today.
They do. The first round's been 7 games for a couple of years, I want to say, at least.
No, last year, because they lost 3 games and were out last year.
Yeah, because it was 3-1, you dummy. It's 4 games for a 7-game series, asshat. No, I don't know. I just made that up. It's supposed to be 4.
You really fucking did.
All right, so anyway, while he's looking this up, because now we're bewildered by our stupidity, and we still got to go to break. The Celtics and the Heat are tied, though.
Well, we got down.
You're welcome. Yeah, I thought you weren't wearing your Lightning jersey today because you were mad at them and they play today. You didn't know they played.
Seriously, it was like 3 to fucking.
That's right.
Nothing. I was like,
I wasn't being funny when I said, "Can they bring it back?" Like, haha, bitch. I was being dead serious.
I mean,
can they come back down from 3 to none?
Dude,
you guys got pumped for 3 games. Do you think you can pull 4 off straight?
You
know what? Hold that, because we're going to be talking about hockey after the break. We're going to talk about hockey after the break. Let's get back. Stay on track. The producers are telling me that you 2 douchebags need to finish basketball before you try anything else, dummies.
Stop it. This is ADD friendly place in here. We're trying to rhythm with autism.
He just said in my ear, we're ADD friendly, but you still have to do your fucking job. That was actually funny. I'll give him that one. You get that one. You get that one.
You get
one. You finally win one.
Get 1.
The Cavaliers are up 2-1. The Magic's finally got a win. The other day, or I think it was yesterday, actually. I want to say it. Or was it yesterday? No, it was the day before yesterday. But anyway, so the Magic got a win. So I still think that the Magic I think the Magic are in a must-win game today, though. There's just no way around it. You got to win today in order to pull off what I said would be one of the possible upsets there.
Yes.
Listen, I wasn't buying. I was just lying. An upset. I was saying there's an upset right there possible. The Magic. But the Magic got beat so bad in that first game. I was like, fuck. Did I fuck up? You ever do that? Where you're like, that's going to be a team that could pull an upset in the first game. They get the dog piss whooped out of them, and you're like, fuck.
Wait, is
okay, so guys, Sunday, 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks and the Pacers play. This has been a great series. The Bucks finally got a win. Dude, listen to me. At the end of that game, I thought Indiana was about to go up 3-0. I watched this one. This was one that I watched. It was a really good, close game. And I really thought Indiana was about to run away with it down the stretch, but the Bucks were able to pull off a win.
Wait, hold up. That game went into overtime.
Right. But if you were watching it,
6 seconds left on the clock.
If you were watching it with 4 minutes left in the fourth, you would have thought Indiana was about to win the game. No. But what I'm saying is you would have thought they are. You're frustrated. So, on a side note,
am I living in an alternate timeline or something?
No, I'm just fucking. You're crazy.
So I am living in an alternate timeline.
No, you're fine.
I'm just giving you a hard time now.
Are you sure that I'm not?
fucking with you.
Are you sure?
Possibly. I'm never really sure of anything until it happens, if you want to know the truth. So, I just predict stuff and hope people give me that Nostradamus vibe, but the truth is, I don't know shit. Let's just call it what it is. So, just like none of you, we all just guess, and when we get it right, we look like we're experts, and when we get it wrong, we look like we're dum-dums. So anyway, and for the game, really the series that outside of LeBron not doing his job, according to headlines, according to headlines, outside of LeBron not doing his job in the Nuggets series, right? This is the series that has been drawing the most headlines.
See, here's the problem with LA.
They just draw a lot of headlines. It's garbage.
LeBron could do it. Put it on. LeBron's like 38 years old.
They want to sell papers at the LA Times. I get it.
Yeah, still, man, it's not just the LeBron show. There's Anthony Davis, right?
I get it.
There's the Brow. There's other people there that need to fucking set the fuck up and play like the superstars they're supposed to fucking be. That's what you're fucking paid to do.
Hey, you never get claps from the audience. That's awesome.
It's true.
That's
what
awesome.
we're doing in LA.
I love podcast people, don't you? You just fucking love this guy.
Not
Just give it
today.
up to him. Give it up to him. Give it up to him. Give it up to him.
Yeah, okay. That's the way to do it.
But you have headphones in a room full of people that look like they could be doing or cheering. You never know. Right, no, seriously. All jokes aside, all fantasy radio aside. So I just think in this New York Knicks, so in the New York Knicks 76ers, I just think they're drawing a lot of headlines because of all the drama and nonsense. So at the end of
How is the Knicks series going, by the way?
the Knicks are up 2-1 in this series, but I'm going to tell you some things that make me really upset. So, fun fact, it should be 2-1 either. But at the end of the second game, there were two blatant.
You mean when MB pulled 1-2 down?
No, I'll get to that.
Okay.
And at the end of the second game, there were two fouls that New York committed that should have been called.
Okay.
And New York was down by like 4 or 5 points, right, at the time. And they should have been called. And it pretty much would have ended New York's chances of winning. And it wasn't. It was like a boxing match. No foul got called, right? Well, the favor got returned the next night because Joe and LB did something that I find disgusting, deplorable. I find it to be done with intent no matter what he says, because I can see what I see with my own eyes, and I don't need to be in your head, and I don't care what your head says anyway. Your actions physically show that you tried to rip dude's knee and ankle out from underneath them. That is deplorable and disgusting basketball.
Right,
and it's not what the fan like me, who is a diehard Spurs fan outside of that, is a locked in during the playoffs guy. That's it. If you're not playing the Spurs during the regular season, I probably won't catch you much. But during the playoffs, I'm locked in. And I don't want to see that kind of basketball because that's trash-ball. That's not basketball. That's trash-ball.
They might be able to do that type of shit. France, we
Coin
do that
that.
shit over
Put
here.
it on a T-shirt and send me one. Trash-ball, bitch.
Careful, we'll turn that into a good thing.
You could really turn that into
No,
a
I mean
good
like
thing.
to a good, not.
You could turn that into a good business. Just send me a shirt and I'll never sue you over it. Tell the truth, no, I won't. I let a lot go over a T-shirt. I mean, monetary gains are even better, but I let a lot of shit go over the years over just a free T-shirt. I mean, honestly, my lawyers
free
hate
shirt,
me.
okay.
My lawyers hate me. They're like, "Hey, this guy gave you a bunch of merch," and you're like, "Okay." I was like, yeah, I gave it around my show. It boosted my ratings. Thank you. Anyway, sorry, y'all just saw the dark underworld of our world. All right, so what I find that to be disgusting. I will tell you this. Payback's a bit so because the rest didn't call it in a play that should have had him ejected for a flagrant 2, potentially fined and even possibly suspended for willful intent, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily the rest of the shit, but at least a game, right? During the regular season, it could have been a multiple game suspension, I agree. But during the playoffs, they have to really be reserved on multiple game suspensions during the playoffs.
Try to break this man's leg.
Right. But I'm talking about fisticuffs. The hand's been thrown and still it's been a game suspension because it's the playoffs. You really got to go beyond. You got to be
put
like
somebody in the face and come back next play. You break a leg, they can't play no more.
You got to be like Malice in the Palace, to open this dance fight and do with a beer cup. Like in order to sorry, middle world peace, not to bring that back up. I know it's dumb. Yeah, it's a sore subject for me, bro.
I'm a quote Dave Chappelle. You can get you a new couch. What am I do about my legs, Charlie Murphy? Come on. Darkness. I mean, come on now.
All right, so that's it for the NBA playoffs, guys. I'll be keeping up on them. I'll get you another update next week when there will be some decisions made, some people knocked out. I believe the Nuggets are going to get swept. Some people will be lined up for round 2.
Lakers are going to get swept.
Potentially even starting round 2.
Is there...
So a lot to come on that. So I'm really super duper excited for that part of it. But
This is
before we
super
can
horror
do
exciting.
before we can do any of that, we do need to get to a break, okay? Fun fact. So when we get back from the break, though, we're going to be talking about the USFL games today and tomorrow, and a game that is a tradition this course is being continued from the XFL. That is a huge game for me now. Before it was just annoying because I actually wasn't a fan of either team, but now it's a thing. And I like the name. I won't lie. I was bougie about it because I was salty that it wasn't my thing with the Vipers. I'm not going to lie to you, but I did like the name, and now I get to be part of it. So now it's cool. See how that works, folks. It's called coming around. But anyway,
what would that be?
What
would you come around to?
Oh, I came around to being more open-minded that sometimes things are cool just because it's not your team that came up with it.
So, I'm totally lost. I wasn't paying attention. It's okay. I'm glad that you learned something and have grown as a person.
Thank you. We'll be back after the break.
Hey, what's going on? Mr. Hungry Hustling American Dream Afro Man. Wake and bake, America. Yeah, you're chilling with Mr. Ashtray.
That's Mr. Trey, not Ashtray.
You're listening to Mr. Trey, and you know why. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, everybody loves creativity, good food, and hard work. That's why it's so easy to love Sam's Creations. Sam's Creation is award-winning cannabis food creations. Find Sam's Creations on Facebook and Instagram with Sam's with a Z, Creations with a Z. Or place your order today at 719-283-1701. All right, it's time to have that talk. Yeah, I'm talking to you, homeowner. Don't you try to run away, townhome renter and apartment renter. Look, every time we move, they charge us a ridiculous amount of money. Every time you need something remodeled, those people charge you a ridiculous amount of money. So this time, when I moved, I got my whole deposit back. Now, I can't promise you the same results, but what I can tell you is I went through Quality Peak Customs. That's right. That's handyman and remodeling. And at Quality Peak Customs, they're going to take care of you the best they can to help you get the best job you can. So whether it's moving out, needing your apartment brushed up for the handover, your townhome, you want to rent that out, you need it fixed up for the big remodel, hey, that house. When's the last time you've done something? Well, when you do it, why don't you call Quality Peak Customs at 719-964-6871. That's 719-964-6871. You can also email Quality Peak Customs at qualitypeak.customs@gmail.com for your free quote today. You can check out Quality Peak Customs on Facebook as well. Let's go with Quality Peak Customs for your next move, your next remodel, or the next time you need a helping hand around your home.
This is your station. I like this right here. The People's Station. Monuments. Falcon.
Here comes the heat, y'all.
Can I talk to you, son?
Sure, Dad.
Hey, what's this? Your mom found this in your closet.
No, it's not mine. One of the guys.
Where did you get it? Where'd you learn to do this stuff?
It's a podcast, all right? Learn from Control Alt Throw Against Wall.
Control Alt Throw Against Wall. We may teach you stuff, but it won't be good.
You won't be texting and driving with us up in your ride.
All right, I got a lot of jokes, so I'm just going to start telling them. Here we go. I went to a baseball game last summer in a stadium, and they had a huge TV in the stadium, a Jumbotron. And this guy proposed to his girlfriend using the giant TV. He put her name up there, said, "Will you marry me?" She said yes. The crowd went wild. They found the couple in the audience. And I was sitting there thinking, God, that's so romantic. It's so cool. And then I remember thinking, you know, you could also use a screen like that if you're having trouble breaking up with somebody. You're like, hey, I'm going to grab a hot dog, but you should definitely look at that screen. It's a smooth way out of it.
Hey, it's your girl, Cammie, Renee, and you're listening to Wake and Bake America Show. You know I bring you the best.
We're smoking.
It's time for blunt football talk.
Trouble. Gets away. Mahomes racing with the bad ankle and all. Gets
out right now carrying his little briefcase with his little...
Out in the streets?
Yep, with his little briefcase and his cut-off hoodie. His hoodie was cut-off sleeves. Poor little sleeves are lost in the gutter. No home. Like a little puppy. And that's how Bill Belichick's career is.
Parsons on the move, and Micah Parsons is in.
He's that fool.
Hey, tell me you didn't grow up in the projects without telling me.
I grew up hood adjacent, dog.
Ball's out. Hutchinson has it, and he's to the 20-yard line. Aiden Hutchinson with a takeaway.
I hope it fucks your life up. I hope you fail. I hope you fall flat on your face. I'm like, these are my friends. This is us.
Ball comes out of his hand toward the end zone.
I personally cannot twerk. I used to be able to twerk until I took a twerking injury. Tried to do the whole wall twerk upside down. Took an injury. I've never twerked the same again.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
All right, Champagne Poppy.
And all of a sudden, we're here, bro. We're like, damn. No, wrong show. Wrong show. We'll go to that show later.
Get down. Hey.
That wasn't fair. That wasn't fair. I switched it up on you.
Give me that.
It's right there.
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, we are back. It is, of course, blunt
Football.
talk, and that's pro football done.
Unprofessional. As
I related back and forth for that. I knew I was going to be loud. I don't know if it picked me up loud, but I was loud.
I mean, I heard you, but
The studio sounded like I was screaming. I'm really
I
screaming.
think in your heart you were.
Really screaming. All right. go
Really
ahead.
scream or won't he?
All right. So, we got to get into our
UFL.
Everything's changed so much. I'm sorry. There's so many letters involved here.
L.
Look, I even wrote the wrong fucking letters there. Look. I wrote the wrong fucking
That's
letters.
what it used to be.
One of them.
That's what it used to be.
One conference.
Just think
division.
Think NFL, but just say U instead of N.
I know. UFL.
Yeah.
I was really scared I was going to say it wrong again. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Punch you in the face if you did.
God damn. All right, so first off,
I'm going to teach you.
let's take a look at the standings in the UFL real quick because I think that's extremely important to understand how things are.
But it's not really telling.
The hell it's not.
I mean, no, because
Hear me out here. So you got the Michigan Panthers at 500. Remember, top two teams in each division get into the playoffs.
the
right?
XFL
Or
and
each
USFL.
conference.
Yes.
So Michigan Panthers are at 500, and the Birmingham Stallions are 4-0. They lead the entire league and
There's
their
no way they're that
conference.
good. There's no way they're that good.
Well, I'll tell you a secret, something that I noticed. There is one team they have not played yet.
Who is that?
Caw is the law. I know they haven't played us yet because I have a date with Dad to go watch the game with him because he's a huge Stallions fan. Sure. Like you're a sellout, Dad. Why
Have
did
you seen
pick
that shirt?
Alabama?
Have you seen that shirt?
Caw's law.
It's KK. God. Oh, no.
You gotta calm down sometimes.
Plus, it just sounds like caca, like you're wearing shit off your shirt. Anyway.
Jesus Christ. Did you ever even pick a team here?
No.
You should.
No.
So fun.
No.
San Antonio needs me.
Let them have a friend.
Let them have a friend.
Just
I'm not that
not
guy. The St. Louis Battlehawks, they lead their division, or their conference, at 3-1 with the San Antonio Brahmas at 3-1, but they hold the tiebreaker after beating the San Antonio Brahmas a couple weeks ago. So that's that game right there. This is where we're starting to get close to the halfway point of the USFL season. Or I did it again. The UFL season.
It's only 8 games, my guy. It's only 8 games.
Right. We're halfway.
He said almost halfway.
8 games, 2 playoff games, and a championship, right?
This is the 4th week.
Wait, I
so.
thought it was 10 games, 2 playoff games, and a
I
championship.
thought that was only 8. Well, you're
I thought
there.
It was 10 games.
Statistician.
Stat guy.
4, where are you at? Do your...
Oh my God, you're dropping stuff where you should not be dropping stuff.
Oh,
Clearly, you're screwing up.
You think?
I'm trying to find you an answer. Just bear with me, okay? Legit, like 100% legit, trying to find you a real answer.
We're showing the page would have given you an answer anyway.
What was I looking for?
The X or the UFL.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's what it was.
Check the schedule. That'll tell you everything
The
you need
schedule?
to know. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell you every fucking thing you need to know.
We're gonna look at the Battlehawks schedule because that's a good team.
See 10 weeks.
Somebody's smarter.
No. Somebody's a better guesser.
Some better guesser. No, I just pay attention.
See, you still guess.
No, you actually. I thought you might be right, but I was like, no, I swear they said it was 10 weeks.
Well, see,
two playoff rounds, and then the
it used
championship.
to be 8 weeks. So hey, Mr. USFL.
So
I'm
anyway,
still going under
this is
XFL
football
rules.
talk. That's of course Wake and Make America Radio's football, NFL, and sports talk show. Just to recap, we went over the draft. We talked a lot about the NBA playoffs a little bit ago, but now we're talking about, of course, the UFL schedule today and the UFL in general. I'm really getting excited that this matchup coming up. Let me look at the schedule because there's a matchup coming up. I think it's either next week or the week after.
Right?
Okay, so it's the week after. I was like, it's either next week or the week after. But look right here, that's going to be a game that might be a mimic of what will eventually become the championship game, and that's the Birmingham Stallions and the Battle Hawks, who are currently the two division leaders or conference leaders for their conferences, and they battle up. The Stallions, I kind of hope they're undefeated when we get there because they have to come. We have to go to them. Sorry, I thought it was the other way around. We have to go to them. I would love nothing more than the highest rated fan presence to just fly down to Alabama, where it is actually cheap to fly down to Alabama and caw the law down there. Put the caw law down on them Stallions. Wrangle up them wild horses. Put too much into it?
Yeah, you did. When was the last time you were in the South?
Long enough ago to know not to go. No, I'm just playing. 2015, I think. No, 2016 was the last time I lived in Florida. So that's technically the South. It's kind of like the New York South, but whatever.
Okay. So, have you ever been to Alabama in late spring, early summer?
I haven't been through Alabama. First off, I have never stayed in Alabama. I have not been through Alabama in probably 20 years.
Okay. It's going to be hot.
Or more.
The humidity in Florida, shit. It sucks.
Oh, it's swamp humidity.
It's swamp and mountain
like,
humidity in Alabama.
Yeah, it's not ocean breeze like I like. I know. Trust me, I know.
It's Gulf breeze, but
so in the UFL,
you said it right.
Finally got it right, and then
you
second guessed
wrong.
myself. Yeah,
Right,
you caught that right. Okay, good, because I did. So anyway, let's get to today's schedule because I think that's what's important more than anything.
Yes, not what the fuck we're talking about, but just the scheduling.
But if you want to talk about, like I said, a good game coming up soon,
yes,
that Stallions Battlehawks game is going to be something to be with, and especially if these two keep winning leading up to that, because you're going to have that's week 7, right? So you're going to have a 6-1 and 7-0 team should they both keep winning.
How do you got 2 games on at the same time?
I swear this changes every week, and this is not it.
See, this is where I'd be thinking every 2 games on like a 7, and not be like, "Where's the afternoon game?"
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was like here at 7, or well, it'd be 5 o'clock here, but still, where's like the noon game or the 10 o'clock game here that normally I figured happened.
I would say I'm deeply concerned that the times do change because I will tell you that what was on the website and what we reported.
Right.
And no, hear me out. Then I went on ESPN and I was like, that fucking game is on right now. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So let's go.
I could have done that.
Let's go to a reputable news source. Unlike where we may be looking. We're not going to say where because we're not dicks, okay? But let's just go to maybe a more time-friendly news site that gets the time right.
More time-honored news site.
The worldwide leader in sports. More appropriate?
You can't call them that anymore.
How not?
Because they're not the worldwide leader.
I think they are. And what I think is all that matters to me. Come on, I'm an American. That was very American of me to say that.
You ain't relying there. I was like, that arrogance.
It's like, America, fuck you. All right, so anyway, today's games.
Of that right there.
No, we're not tripping. There are 2 games at 7 p.m. Eastern. Both of them are on Fox. I think it's regionally.
See, right here it says to be determined and to be, you know what I'm saying?
As of now, it says 5 p.m., 7 p.m., so their website is correct.
Well, what's the game? Okay, so it's the Sunday, the 3 o'clock game.
I'm sure as hell hoping that we get the Texas game over the Alabama game.
Is one going to be on FX1?
No, I just think the Stallions are going to beat the dog piss out of Houston, and nobody's going to want to see that game, whereas the Brahmas and the Renegades, well, I believe the Brahmas are going to win. The Renegades will at least put up the good fight. They always do.
I mean, so does Memphis.
Yeah,
well, they're
playing
1 and 2.
They're playing tomorrow at 3, and they play Michigan
yes.
at home. That'll be a good game, by the way, for sure.
Oh yeah.
And then, of course,
I'll be at work when that happens.
If you're not an XFL fan, I don't expect you to know about this, but Swords and Shields, baby. The DC Defenders and the Battlehawks. It's the Swords and Shields game. We call it the Swords and Shields game. The Beer Snake Bonanza. The Cacao of all law games. What?
I bet you want to go there and participate with Beer Snake.
In DC, possibly. Just because there's so much historical stuff to go do outside of just a football game. Yes. St. Louis, just for the football game. One nighter, overnighter. No, I'm not talking shit. I don't know. There's all the touristy places there are always way worse than everywhere, from what I understand. I have peoples that I work with like every day, daily, that are from St. Louis. They've told me you're better off just going to the Battlehawks game and flying home the next day. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, but if you're gonna
go out that night, though. They did say go out that night.
Don't talk shit to nobody.
And don't talk to the police. No, I'm just playing.
Don't talk shit to nobody.
Don't talk shit to the police.
And don't talk shit to nobody. You'll be all right.
Yeah, true.
Trey.
I don't talk shit. A fact. But sometimes getting someone to understand that. No, I'm just playing. And I was like, that's
really once again, it is their opinion, and that is all that matters to them.
Really good answers, actually. Yes. So anyway, we cannot stress enough that we've deeply encouraged our fan base and friends to make sure. No, we definitely encourage them to talk shit.
That's what the show's about, is talking shit. I keep forgetting.
But we deeply encouraged our friends and fan base to try to be a little bit more open-minded, have a bigger heart, etc. And be, alert and astute to these kids. This is where they're going to be playing if they can't get drafted over this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
And some of them are going to get drafted and get released and end up playing here next year. So support the spring leagues, guys. I've always said that
playing this year should be picked up after.
How many times have you heard me say, if you're going to leave the house for the evening and go out tonight, throw that game on and let that get that TV rating. Put it on a 4-hour timer and just let it get the TV rating from you. You know what I mean? Help these guys, help the ad sales, help everything, because it's the process that's really what these kids need help.
Yes.
The process of what goes on, the process of buying, the process of watching so that advertisers buy ad space, the process of buying tickets and merchandise so that players in the league succeed. Support the WNBA.
And Wake and Bake America too.
Support us. Call me. Inbox. All right. Anyway, let's move over to the NHL playoffs. We're going to start in the East. Do we have to? Is that what you said? Oh, I thought you said do we have to. I was like, grow up.
Do we have to? Oh, we start in the West, where it's more interesting.
Let's start in the East, where we'll be through it quicker.
No, it'll be more interesting.
All right, so
the Lightning, goddammit, because I do that.
Speaking of that, first game we're going to talk about is, of course, the Tampa Bay Lightning, our first series. The Tampa Bay Lightning are just absolutely struggling, and I'm going to tell you something. That backwards kind of look over the shoulder goal save that will go down as one of the best goal saves in not just this year, not in the playoffs, ever, which sucks at your team. I have your pain for that, because it sucks that it's your team they'll show every time they show that highlight. It will be your guy about to score, and then just the end of it right here with the
What makes that save so much worse is he just flipped it at the goal. He didn't shoot it.
That
he just flicked it at the goal. He's like, he's
up into the top corner.
Or low.
Power drive.
Low.
Why? Well, no, because remember, he was diving back this way kind of low. So power drive it right to the top.
At the speed he would have caught it. It doesn't matter.
That's fair.
Because dude just
swung
at it.
But he basically Derek Jetered that shit on a backhand grab and threw it to first, bro. Seriously. To throw a little baseball love out there, because we don't really get into baseball.
Just a little fucking swinger, a little pop up out to fucking shortstop, maybe. Something a little easy. There's no power to it.
I feel like that really, I was like, man, if they don't win this next game, they're in some serious trouble, because that right there, that save, you could just see the life sucked out of the situation after that save. Let me just say it that way.
All right, game 3, start of second round. Not second round. I guess it's second round. Second period. We go up 2-3. It's the way the Lightning's always been playing.
Second frame if you're Canadian.
To me, frame is like bowling.
Canadians invented bowling. I'm 99,000% sure of that. Hey, Google.
I'm sure not.
Who invented bowling?
The first world nations invented hockey.
Damn it! It's from Massachusetts. Yeah, you're basically Canadian.
Yeah, let's not tell them that.
Yeah, right. The guys who literally helped start the Revolutionary War and break us away from a monarchy, which we're trying to avoid these days. What?
You black people?
I got told to shut up. No, monarchies. Anyway, Boston over Toronto right now, 2-1. They lead that series. I believe that game was yesterday? the Boston Toronto game. I didn't get to watch it.
No,
that's a good series.
That should be also
they should be playing today
game.
because they play this. The offset switched them back to when the Avs play. Yep.
Yeah.
So they should be playing today. No, the Avs play tomorrow. They're offset from the Avs now. That's right. We did play the first game, I think, or two were on the same nights as Boston.
Yes, which was kind of throwing me off. I was like,
it throws
why
me off because there's that 2-day break, and not everybody travels on the same days.
Well, also, not
fucks
Tampa
everything
though,
up
because it was in same state, but y'all had to come from fucking Canada back to Colorado.
You guys basically can take a day flight over to your fucking game.
You can drive, dude. You can drive.
You don't drive for the lake crabs. This is ice skating. You got to get that morning skate in. You stay the night. You know how it is. Anyway, so
drive over there every night and come back.
I was like, where did my
Dude,
screen
it's like
go?
Tampa to Miami.
That's
That's 6 hours. You're okay. And a fucking big ass fucking bus. You're fine.
I've said this a couple times that I believe the winner of this game is likely going to have the best chance outside of the New York Rangers to win the Eastern Conference. Okay.
Florida?
No, Toronto and Boston. The New York Rangers are up 3-0 over Washington. No surprise there, but just a little surprise that Washington hasn't been able to pick one off. Maybe they'll get lucky over their next game. And then, of course, the Carolina Hurricanes just are really just sticking the screws to the New York Islanders. And the irony with the Islanders, I think, probably more than anything, is that if you watch the game, like, dude, there was a game where like they were literally obliterating Carolina, and somehow Carolina still comes back and like 3 goals in like 40 seconds or 2 goals in 30 seconds or whatever it was.
I think Carolina just spotted them those goals just to do
just see how good they could be.
Yeah.
Okay. They're one that I don't want to win, but a lot of people like as a favorite for the Eastern Conference. Let's go over to the West in the NHL, and of course, probably no surprise here for anyone like me that said that these are two teams that could win this all, but also this is the one wild card team that everybody should be fucking petrified of, and that's the Vegas Gold Kings, who are the defending Stanley Cup champions. They're up 2 games to nothing on Dallas.
It was supposed to be able to win it all.
Who I honestly, but I told you what wild card team could win? Vegas. But who should probably win? Dallas, Colorado, and I don't remember who the other one I said. It might have been the Canucks. It was the Canucks.
I was saying Vancouver, Edmonton. You actually said that one.
I said Edmonton. I said I was torn between Edmonton and Vancouver, but the problem was I had to pick one, and I think I picked Vancouver.
Sure about that?
I might have picked Edmonton, actually. No, you're right. I might have picked Edmonton. It seems like that would be
them both because of who they're playing.
I couldn't break the tie, maybe?
It's who they're playing. That's why I do believe it is.
So I think that Dallas has to get concerned. You have to win tonight.
They are in Dallas, and if they do not win in Dallas, I mean, come on, that's just like in Tampa.
No,
they're in Vegas tonight.
Yes, the first 2 games are already in Dallas. Vegas,
why is it showing it like that?
Vegas pumped them on the road.
Is there really the home team's on the right? That's why it threw me off.
Home team's on the left. I mean, the home team is on the right here.
That's the left.
That's the right.
That's the left.
Oh my God, that's my right. I'm left-handed. Fuck you. Anyway,
bitch, I'm left-handed. That's like that's the left side, bitch. Don't try me.
What's up? Thanks to everybody who's checking in today, by the way, and tuning in this morning during the Blunt Football Talk Show. That's Pro Football done.
Unprofessional.
So unprofessional. We made him say it while he's taking a bong rip, right? So anyway,
he did that purposely.
As we shift more gears into this Western Conference, this is a series that I would not be surprised if Winnipeg finds a way to tie it up. Honest answer. However,
as good of a team as Winnipeg is,
hey, Georgiev gave up 7 goals. There were fucking 13 goals scored in that first game, right? And Georgiev gave up 7.
The last time y'all played, he gave up 7.
Has been solid since. Whatever he's found, he's figured something out. 4 goals in the last 2 games. I can live with that because of how much we score. Full stop.
As long as they're allowed to score.
But we need Georgiev to be on his game, and if I will tell you, if Colorado wins tonight, they'll probably do what happened to the Jets last year. By a different predator, not the Nashville Predators, of course, but just a different predatorial team who seems to come from anywhere and pick people off, right?
Yes.
But they did the same thing to the Jets last year, and they literally pumped somebody hard as fuck for that first game and then turned around and lost 4 straight. So
it'd be like that sometimes.
Hey, sometimes it really be like that, and it hurts.
So now we got Nashville and Vancouver up 2-1.
Look, I will tell you that the Predators came out really strong in the first 2 games, to be quite frank with you. And I was a little concerned that I didn't show them enough love and just thought Vancouver would walk all over them. Now Vancouver's got the lead. Now we can, Vancouver, you can breathe a little air, but you're not there. But what I'm saying is Nashville is playing like some dogs, bro. And I just wasn't ready for
Predators.
That. I just wasn't. Now you do it. Anyway, I just wasn't ready for that predatorial behavior.
Whoa, that one sounds worse than that one.
That sounds, it just reeks of innuendos under the sexual nature, and it wasn't even...
We probably don't need to have that there.
No, and we didn't even mean to do that, so it makes it feel worse.
But it's kind of funny that most of the Canada teams, except for Winnipeg, are up 2-1 in their series.
Yes, I know. What did I tell you? I said this is a year that Canada really feels like they might get somebody to the finals. I also told you I don't want that to happen because in the West, that's their best chance with 3 teams. But anyway, the only team in the East that's Canadian is Toronto, and they are down a game to Boston right now, and Boston looks to take the lead, I think, tonight, isn't it? Yep.
Boston plays the same day as my team.
Game 3 is tonight at
Game 4.
6 p.m. Mountain. Or Game 4, I'm sorry, is at 6 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Eastern. Ooh, I might be driving back and listening to that one if I'm not already back home, but I'm going to have to watch this one. This is where if the Leafs don't turn it around, I don't care if you win a second game, you're done. I feel the same way about you guys. Even if you win one tonight, I'm pretty sure you're done.
Yeah, we should have won the fucking...
But be that game. Lightning strike team. It was this team over these last almost about half a decade now. It's been since 2019 when you guys got bounced out the championship. Remember, or the Western or Eastern Conference Finals. I can't remember which one it was, but you guys got bounced out in 2019 or 2018, one of the two. It's been a while.
Doing one back to back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
After that,
and that's what I'm saying is so. Well, you don't want to get bounced out this year to go win back-to-back. I mean, I guess you do, but you don't.
We got bounced out last year, fucking first round. By Dallas.
By
Dallas.
Canadian teams I'm petrified of, though, is definitely Edmonton and Vancouver. Vancouver being one of the top teams in the West, and really was a top team right down to just the bitter end of it all, right? Honestly, they did themselves a favor by deacon the fucking defending champions over to Dallas as a wild card team. They probably did themselves a favor, if I'm being honest. But anyway, so yeah, Edmonton and Vancouver, way more than even Toronto, scare me as the team from Canada. And Canadians really are. They talk about it all the time. We want a Canadian team to win the cup. You fucking American dogs, scallywags have been winning it so much. It's our turn to bring the cup back home to Canada.
Win a fucking game then.
I mean, win a series. But anyway, sorry. Damn. What? Did I say something?
Yeah, but we both agreed.
You said, yeah, but I agreed with you, so it's okay.
That's what I said. I was like, win the fucking game. That's all the fucking, you want to bring it home? Win it.
Now, we're actually done. Short show today because I got to leave town. But I will tell you that the biggest thing in the draft that shocked me is still Michael Penix Jr. You're stupid. Michael Penix Jr. And I think the thing that also shocked me was that the first 7 picks went the first 7 picks until Michael Penix at 8 went exactly the way it was the winner. You know who the winner was? It wasn't even offense or quarterbacks. 6 quarterbacks out of the first 12. That's a record. It wasn't even that. You know who the big winner was? Mock draft analysts. Because that shit went exactly the way all of them said it would for the first 7.
First time ever.
It was kind of like the March Madness, and then someone came in. It was just like Cinderella.
Oh, what the hell is this? So I think we all said the same thing when that happened. What the fuck is this?
Hey, shout out to Kirk Cousins, classy bitch, called Michael Penix Jr. and really gave him an honestly good welcome to the team.
Yeah, I think, don't get it wrong. He was pissed off when it first happened.
Look, but Penix isn't your enemy or the bad guy. And the truth is, they're not going to let him take your job unless you A, fuck up, which then you deserve it. B, you're injured, and then it is what it is. That happens. That's life.
Right.
C,
is he even?
No, I don't think there's.
Is he even ready to come back? After his Achilles?
That's another question. Yeah. Could Michael Penix Jr. have to start a couple games just to be, Right. And I guarantee you he'll probably start to the entire preseason because there's no fucking way they're going to let Kirk Cousins start the preseason.
Don't risk that shit.
There's no way.
Not the way he went out last year.
So I just think that's the thing from the draft that stunned me the most, besides getting kicked out of Cammie's bedroom while trying to explain while Marvin Harrison Jr. is an elite 2-time All-American. I got to there about why I wanted a New Jersey and I got kicked out.
That's exactly what I was doing. I was like, get up.
I was like,
that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Well, Guys, we got to get out of here for the day. Don't forget, next week we're going to be with the NBA and NHL playoffs. Through the long haul of that. As a matter of fact, our summer vacation for, I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks, doesn't even start until the NHL playoffs are over. That's when it starts. It's right after the All-Star break and the NHL playoffs end. That's all in that same kind of time frame on the 4th of July. And then we go on break until August 1st. And so, anyway.
So eventually you'll see
we got a lot of shit going on, guys, and a lot of great stuff for sports. So, we cuss a little. I always say we're not made for TV, radio personalities for sure.
That's for damn sure.
We're barely made for radio. We're more podcast level just because we cuss a lot.
You motherfucking right.
But I will tell you guys this, man. We really love what we get to do, and thank you so much for being here. Next week, NHL, NBA playoffs. We're going to be at the 50% mark or the halfway mark of the UFL season, and we're going to be really be able to dissect who we just know is there's no way you're going to come back in 5 games, and who we're looking at as the potential 4 teams that are likely going to run away with this into the playoffs. Coming up here in a month and a week. There's a lot that's going to be coming up in May, and towards the end of May and early June with the playoffs of the UFL and all that. So it's going to be a really good time. And I know people are like, Trey, you said you don't cover football in the summer. Shut up. I said when the leagues emerged that no matter what happened, I was on board. Did I not? So here I am.
It's summertime.
Here I am again on my own with Podcast P.
Wow, you went a little too high for that.
I really did. And that's why we're going to end the show and go away. Have a good week, people.
All right.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? It's your boy Bubba Sparks. If you didn't know prior to this moment, you better know for sure. Anytime I'm rolling through Colorado Springs, I'm checking out Wake and Bake America. How could you not be listening to Wake and Bake? Holding it down with Cammy, Renee, and Mr. Trey. All the way, twice on Sunday. Y'all probably ain't on Sunday, but it's all good. Y'all should be.
Copy written, so don't copy me.